But listen,
Respectfully, Your Honor,
Miss Pugh,
we're
don't
not
speak over me.
incarceration.
Miss Pugh, just because you say respectfully does not mean that you get to interrupt me. That's disrespectful, right? Hang on. Listen, Miss Pugh, stop talking over me. If you want to stop talking over me.
Where is the verified claim that is being placed against my trust?
You can go back with the bailiff. Go back with the bailiff. Get your own attorney or represent yourself if you don't like it.
All right, guys. Today we've got a strict judge going head-to-head with someone claiming the classic sovereign citizen arguments. She walks into court holding a tiny piece of paper with what looks like the usual script, like she's about to drop some kind of legal bombshell and walk right back out. But anyone who's watched these hearings before knows that those arguments almost never work in real courtrooms. Judges have heard them hundreds of times, and they usually shut them down pretty quickly, so this hearing should be interesting to watch. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about this situation, and let's dive in and see how this plays out.
Good morning. Are you Janetta Pugh?
I am the beneficiary of that estate.
You're the what?
I'm the beneficiary of that estate.
You're the beneficiary of what estate? Answer my questions, please, ma'am. I'm just trying to understand.
Beneficiary of that estate.
Okay.
For the record, I recognize this Pugh. She's been here before.
I do as well, for the record.
And I looked into Mr. Christopher Wiley. I can't find that person as a practicing lawyer in the state bar page, and I have not been contacted by anybody on Ms. Pugh's behalf.
All right, so Ms. Pugh, Mr. Lewis has been appointed to represent you at this point. Obviously, you know as well as anyone that you're in custody and we want to get your case taken care of. If you've hired or your family has hired another lawyer, then they have to contact the court so that we can do something with your case. And do you know if they've hired someone?
Respectfully, Your Honor, I do not agree with your appointed foreign agents, considering that the first duty is to the state and will be considered conflict of interest, Your Honor.
Okay, so if you don't want, the only thing I can do, I'm appointing an attorney to you to help you, right? So if you don't want a court-appointed attorney, then your only option, two things. One is to represent yourself or to hire a lawyer. So if you don't like the way it works, then you do something different. So are you, listen to what I'm saying. Are you either going to represent yourself? Or are you going to let Mr. Lewis represent you? Or are you going to hire someone?
Objection, Your Honor. Respectfully, is this a court of record?
It is a court of record. So your objection's overruled.
Respectfully, Your Honor, where is the verified claim that is being placed against my trust?
It's right here. It's called an indictment. And Mr. Lewis has a copy of it, and he can show it to you. So that would be the verified claim against you.
Okay. Your Honor, respectfully, Your Honor, there were writs that was filed to the case that still haven't been received.
I've received your petition for writ of habeas corpus, and it's denied.
Okay. Respectfully, Your Honor, I demand to be released due to lack of evidence of stated claims and not being given the proper opportunity to obtain proper counsel to effective defense.
It's overruled.
Okay.
You're running out, aren't you?
No, it's fine.
No, it's not fine. Not at all. Right now she's basically making a complete fool of herself, and the judge is just sitting there letting it play out. And honestly, I kind of respect the judge's approach here. She's not yelling, she's not interrupting. She's just patiently waiting for this sovereign citizen script to run out of steam. Because the reality is, courts have heard these arguments hundreds of times before. People think they've discovered some kind of secret legal cheat code, but that's just not how the law works. Saying things like, I don't consent, or I don't recognize the court's jurisdiction doesn't magically make charges disappear. Courts have ruled against those arguments over and over again. But what's interesting here is that the defendant doesn't actually seem aggressive. She's still being polite, still saying, Your Honor. Which makes it feel less like she's trying to fight the court and more like she's just completely lost in this rabbit hole. And that's what I always wonder in cases like this. How do people get to this point? At some stage they read something online, believe it's real, and convince themselves it's going to work in court, but when it finally meets the actual legal system, it falls apart pretty quickly. I'm curious what you guys think about this. You think she genuinely believes this stuff, or is she just grasping at straws to avoid the charges? Let's dive back in, because this hearing isn't over yet.
So here's the thing, Miss Pugh. I appreciate your position, but listen,
Respectfully, Your Honor,
Miss Pugh, don't speak over me.
Respectfully, Your Honor, with my incarceration being
Miss
involved-
Pugh, just because you say respectfully does not mean that you get to interrupt me. That's disrespectful, right? Hang on, listen to me. Everything you have there is overruled, and here's one of the reasons why. Is because you have a lawyer, and your lawyer will file the appropriate motion. You're interrupting me again, which is disrespectful. So I'm going to leave Mr. Lewis as your attorney unless you choose to represent yourself or hire someone else. I'm going to give you 2 weeks to determine what you're going to do. You can go back. You can go back with the bailiff.
I will not agree or comply to your appointment.
Go back.
Agents.
You already said that, and that's overruled.
Is to the state.
Go back with the bailiff. Get your own attorney or represent yourself if you don't like it.
Yeah, that was embarrassing, but hold on, this one is not over yet. This sovereign citizen actually comes back for a later hearing, and don't worry, I've got you covered with that 1-2 this point. I honestly feel like the judge deserves an award for patience. Dealing with someone like this is basically arguing with a brick wall, except this brick wall thinks it knows constitutional law. Big props to the judge here. She's staying calm, trying to make sense of all this nonsense, and I'm definitely here for it. She's being firm and snappy when needed, but also surprisingly patient with the defendant, which is impressive given the circumstances. Personally, I think she's handling this really well. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's dive into the next hearing and see if things get even more heated. Let's go.
Perfect. So, Miss Pugh, Mr. Jeffries has been appointed to represent you. He's just been given, he's trying to get caught up real quickly on all the information and the discovery in your case. I'm going to reset your case so that he can get all of that. Once he gets it, he'll be out there to go over it with you, and we'll see if we can get an announcement at the next court date.
Respectfully, Your Honor, I do not agree to comply with any of your appointed court agents, considering that their first duty is to the state.
I understand. We've had this conversation before.
Confidential. And for the record, I'll be representing myself.
So if you want to represent yourself, there's some things. Ms. Pugh, stop talking over me. If you want to stop talking over me. If you want to represent yourself, then there is a process that we have to go through, and we'll do that today if that's what you want to do. We'll get your case set for trial, and we'll go forward that way. It is highly inadvisable for you to represent yourself. Lawyers have many, many years of training. They understand the law. They understand how a trial works, because here's what happens. When you're in a trial and you represent yourself, you're expected to know and follow all of the rules of evidence, all the rules of procedure. And so you're really at a disadvantage if you don't know those things. And so you have to do everything just like the assistant district attorney would. And if you don't, you're going to be in front of a jury, and it's going to show, and it's just not going to be, it usually does not work out in your benefit. But I have to go through with you some questions first before we do that. And then if you still want to do that, then there's a couple of options, and we'll go over those as well, okay? So I am supposed to ask you, I'm going to go through these questions. I need you to answer them if you want to represent yourself, because this is required, all right? So have you ever studied the law? Okay. Have you ever represented yourself before in any kind of criminal matter? Okay. Do you understand the charges against you? Okay. And so do you know, and we've gone over before, I think, what the range of punishment is if you're found guilty on a jury? Do you know what that is? Let's see. Hold on a second. Let me pull you up here. We'll go over that again as well. The date of that allegations from June 22nd of 2021. And what that means is if you're found guilty, that the range of punishment that the jury could give you is between 2 years as a minimum punishment up to 10 years in prison, anywhere in between. Do you understand? And did you answer out loud just for the record?
Do I understand? No, I don't understand.
What do you not understand about that?
I swear, I was literally predicting her to say that right there. Believe it or not, guys, these sovereign citizens have literally infiltrated my brain. I feel like I'm losing brain cells every day breaking down these folks. They're just so insufferable and ignorant. Honestly, it's sad to watch. A lot of them probably struggle with mental health, but it's not just that. They're also wasting public resources and court time, which is a huge problem. Courts and law enforcement only have so much bandwidth, and these people think they can throw it all away with nonsense. On another note, I'm kinda surprised this lady didn't bring her little script from the first clip. Maybe some time in county jail under supervision helped her memorize it. But here's the reality. If she decides to represent herself, she's probably looking at 8 to 10 years. Oh, let's dive back in and see if she's actually going to try to defend herself. Because if she does, it is not going to look good.
I don't understand, Your Honor.
So here's the thing. If you want to represent yourself, by law, you have to be able to understand these things. Otherwise, I've got to appoint an attorney for you. So you can't just say, I want to represent myself because I don't like the attorney or I don't like the process. This is the process that you're in. You live in Texas, you live in the United States. This is the law that applies to your case. So what do you not understand about the range of punishment if you're found guilty? And I'd be glad to explain it.
I don't understand because I haven't did anything wrong.
That's what a jury's for, right? And so if you say you're not guilty, then you go in front of a jury and they determine, after they listen to the evidence, if you're guilty or not. That doesn't have anything to do with if they find you guilty, you understanding that they could send you to prison for between 2 years and up to 10 years. Do you understand that part? What are you, yes or no? No, you don't understand that. So, Ms. Pugh, it's my understanding, I'm not going to allow you to represent yourself because you don't understand the law and the process. So we're on question number 4 out of 15 that I'm supposed to ask you. So Mr. Jeffries is going to stay on your case. I don't care what you want at this point. You can't do it. All right, you can go back with the bailiff. I'm done. Go back with the bailiff. Go back with the bailiff. Welcome to the criminal appointment list.
Yeah, fun, Judge.
This was not meant to be any kind of punishment, I promise. So Mr. Jeffries, just get ready like you would. Probably it's going to go straight onto a jury, and we'll just get it figured out that way. All right.
I've got to say, this judge did a 10 out of 10 job. Let me know if you disagree, but honestly, she did everything she could to give this sovereign citizen a fair hearing before finally cutting her off. The patience she showed was incredible. I probably would have lost it in 10 minutes, but she kept her cool the whole time. At the same time, it's kind of sad watching people go through this. She really tried to give this girl every chance to explain herself, but we all knew where this was headed. Also, I'm so sorry to anyone who lost brain cells during this video. I truly apologize. Watching sovereign citizens try to make sense of anything is cringy, but at the same time, it's just too entertaining. You can literally see their brain working overtime, trying to come up with some BS answer to the judge's questions. It's like watching someone dance their way out of a corner with zero rhythm. And this one? Total fail. Let me know in the comments what you thought about this hearing. I'd love to hear your take on how the judge handled it. If you enjoyed this video, I'd really appreciate a like and a subscribe. I post every single day, so stay tuned. Thanks so much for watching, and take care, everyone.